as you can hear, she's standing in for Saul this week. And there's a lot that we need to discuss because over the weekend, a poll came out. So the DA took it upon themselves to conduct a poll just to see what the votes could look like when we go to local elections next year. And the results are astounding, specifically in Johannesburg, right? So ANC is down. The DA seemingly up by about 10%. MK holding steady. And then EFF not even represented in their poll, actually. Do you see that?
Oh, there was nothing.
Well, there wasn't really anything significant.
Oh, okay.
So there's a couple of things that we need to speak about. The DA machinery leading up to elections. First of all, these guys are always on the ground and they do conduct their own polls, so to speak. Not that these polls are accurate. They underrepresent black people. But what they do is they give the DA an indication of what the groundswell is like. So what people are concerned about and also where they as a DA need to strengthen, where their weak points are. Mm-hmm. Right? And then obviously they'll go out and they'll campaign. Sometimes they will even pay people to help them with the campaign. So for example, when you used to work at 702, all of a sudden, headed towards elections, you'd get a lot of DA callers.
Yes.
You remember?
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know if they still do that, but they used to back then. And then it turns out that they're working with Bell Pottinger and, you know. Anyway, my question to you is, when polls like these come out, does it affect how you're going to vote? Do you even have any faith in them?
I don't care.
You don't care?
No, on a serious note, I really don't care because, as you say, more often than not, polls are geared towards whatever that person wants the outcome to be.
Yeah.
We've seen the DA themselves. When the outcome is not what they want, they will delete the poll. So more often than not,
Twitter.
On Twitter,
Yes.
So when it comes to polls, honestly, I'm just like, whatever. Do what you need to do. You know why you're doing that particular poll for. So if you get the outcome you want, great.
Yeah, and who's it speaking to? I mean, if it's speaking to my mom, I know for a fact that she's not on Twitter or trying to look at a poll to see how she's going to vote at the upcoming elections. So who does this poll actually speak to, and where's the credibility of this poll?
Yeah.
So these particular polls are conducted via telephone calls. Mm-hmm. So already you can think the sort of people who have free time during the day to answer the phone, because they're not at work, mostly will people that are rich. And majority of those people are white people in this country.
But also a lot of us don't answer AMA 087, for instance, because you're always thinking telemarketers.
You see.
And I've received a number of DA calls because during the elections, they'll have these automated calls as well.
Oh, yes.
I do not do automated calls.
Does it influence? I'm wondering if it does any influence, because it's nice to be informed. Yeah, wow, great. It shows that people, especially in those urban areas, now want a party that they feel is going to, improve service delivery. But for me, what stands out is just it looks like no party stands to gain that outright majority.
Yeah.
And we're still going for a coalition.
Yeah.
So psychologically, I think it does influence people. Like, if you were thinking of voting for, I don't know, Patriotic Alliance, for example, and then you see that these guys have no showing,
Right.
you may reconsider because you don't want to waste your vote, so to speak, right? So you may either not go out to vote at all, or you may go, let me apportion my votes to another party where it may make a difference. Or it could be that you go, hey, now let's go out and fully campaign for the Patriotic Alliance because they obviously need the votes.
Not necessarily. I mean, for instance, there are a lot of things that happen on Twitter specifically, right? Where people will speak out about a particular issue or speak for a particular issue. And when it comes to the action, it's something completely different. So every time something happens, like a poll or whatever, I'm always like, people, when the moment or when you are in a collective, you generally will go with whatever everyone else is saying. But when it's just you and yourself and God there and that piece of paper,
Yeah.
it's different.
And I mean, we've even seen this in the likes of the Eastern Cape, right? People will complain about services, will complain about the ANC,
Yep.
but then they'll still give the ANC the majority. So, yeah, it's a very tricky one. I don't know who these polls are speaking to, honestly.
So that's it. I mean, the takeaway is that the ANC has dipped below 30% nationally. I guess whether you believe that or not is entirely up to you. But then there's also a phenomenon that we saw in the last elections, the national elections, with the MK, where you've got a whole lot of sleeper voters.
Yes.
So people that say that they are ANC And then when it comes to the polls, they vote MK.
Right.
We heard voice notes. People were saying, "God, this organizer nani." They were crying, talking about, please bring back our food parcels. So that is a question. Do you believe these polls? Ipsos polls are usually very, very accurate, but this was not an Ipsos poll. So what say you?